A new inclusionary housing policy has been approved by council members of the City of Johannesburg. It is a step forward in addressing spatial inequality and transformation in the city, and it will promote accommodation opportunities for low to middle income households. Well, to tell us more about this policy, we're joined this morning by Ruben Masango. It's the city's MMC for development planning. Ruben, good morning, and thanks for your time this morning. So let's start with where we are at the moment when it comes to unequal spatial development. What are we finding? What is the status quo at the moment?
Thanks, Rebecca, and good morning to your viewers and everyone. What we're finding is that in the city of Johannesburg, due to this spatial inequality, those who the gaps keep on widening even more and more and more. And we're still finding that our people are battling with staying far-flung areas and far away from job environments. And what as a city we are talking of is that we want to build an inclusive city where people work and live and stay in the same areas. So we are finding that our people are battling to get accommodation in areas where there's more jobs. So we do with this policy to assist us now to say that we guide development, because part of the responsibility of our development is to guide development in the city while addressing its spatial inequality. So with this policy we'll then address this issue to say that those who are staying far-flung areas who might have afford to stay in these new areas closer to the workplaces should get space and accommodation in those areas. So this policy seeks to achieve those things.
So how, though? How does the policy seek? Because it's quite it can be sensitive. It can, cause a lot of anger and upset also for those who are not catered for when it comes to the policy.
What's exciting about this is that everyone in the country talks about inclusivity that we want to develop towards to. So this policy then addresses those issues. Probably the challenges that start to happen when you start implementing these policies, that's where issues might come for consideration. That's what we are happy for, because we're saying that if those issues come, it gives us an opportunity to engage with our societies, with our communities on what the benefits of this policy seeks to achieve. And then it says as a city, we are able now to focus on bringing developments in areas where we bring such developments. For instance, we're talking of issues of infrastructure. We're talking of issues of environment, of schools. Those are issues that must be considered, but we cannot then substitute this policy for this other area, for these issues that are needed in particular development. So,
Ruben, who are the main players here? I'm assuming that developers are high on that list of who needs to start now thinking about what they're doing and where. And it says here that the policy offers different options. It also offers incentives as well to make sure this happens. Just elaborate on that for us.
Yeah, the main beneficiaries of this are the people of the city of Johannesburg in particular, because now they'll be able to afford accommodation in areas closer to workplaces. Yes, developers are given options in this because it's the first time that we're doing this thing. So we say that let's have everybody on board and drive this policy slowly but surely. So we've given the developers about 3 or 4 options that says that if you're building a development with a minimum of 20 units, 20 units must be, 30% of those units must be allocated to inclusionary housing. So that's what we are saying. And then we are also saying that particular floors must be also be for affordable, low-income housing units in the city of Johannesburg. So we are saying that because as the city, we are having our own programs like your George Code that are dealing with inclusionary housing, but we are seeing that so much of the development happening by private developers, that's why we're bringing them on board.
So I'd like to know how you're going to make sure, because at the end of the day, it's about money. It's we see them springing up like mushrooms all over the city. There's, when it comes to developments as well. How are you going to make sure that a certain number of units are going to be more affordable, and that's what they're doing, and that they're giving the consideration to the right people?
Yeah, precisely, because my department deals with receiving of building plans. So when they bring these building plans, that's an opportunity for us then to see that before we approve that particular building or before we hand over occupational certificates, there will be processes that will assist us to say that these processes have been followed and there is inclusionary housing. And we also depend on comments from various departments in the city that also will assist us, that we take these comments to the different departments. When we get these comments, when we assess the entire process of the approval of a building plan, then we'll be able to then identify these properties that are have inclusionary housing.
Okay.
And in any event, some properties already in the city of Johannesburg have started on this strategy of the inclusionary housing.
Okay, so just to clarify, and just so I have a clear picture, is that these developers, they build their developments, whether it's an estate or townhouse complex.
Precisely.
They can sell a certain portion, do whatever it is they want to do, but a certain number of units have to be more affordable.
Precisely. And the one option that is there is that even for rental, there must be units that are affordable for are located for affordable accommodation, which is a rental that is capped about 2.1 to 2,100. So that's our option. But then yes, there is another option.
And is the city involved in the process of getting those people into those developments, or is it left to?
It will be left to the market. The city will be involved once the process is done through our building applications, through the approvals. That's when we then identify this is allocated to inclusionary housing. And as this is a new policy, as we develop it and we find better ways of managing it, it surely will engage with the developers and the communities of Johannesburg to make it user-friendly for everyone involved.
Wish you all the luck and look forward to seeing how well it works in the future. Thank you very much. That's